Hello everybody, it's Mariota here once again, and welcome back to an Ami box. Yes, it just so happened that I'm on holiday today, and we got a box delivered a couple minutes ago. So woohoo! And something unusual. We've done this before, but we have a hairdryer. So yeah, there is a gimmick with this figure, which is completely pointless, and you'll never be able to make use of it in normal life. But there is a gimmick. It's a pretty small box. It's a 100 size box, and it's actually a fairly large figure from what I can tell. But I looked for a hitchhiker and couldn't find a hitchhiker for this one, so yay. Let's go ahead and get her open. And I will say this, shipping cost more than the figure. It's a new figure. I could have got cheaper shipping, but I didn't want to deal with it, so I paid more for shipping than I did for this figure. So we'll pull out the Ami thank you card. So we got made Amiko and Lilico, and Amiko is fixing Lilico's bow, and they're just cute. On the back, she's a little cosplaying witch, and yay. Put that off to the side. Tilt this down. So it does look like we have standard paper instead of the plastic wrap around the cardboard piece of cardboard, which I prefer this method. And there she is. So let's go ahead and get her out. She is packed pretty solidly inside this box. There we go. And there is our figure for today. This is Chou Cinnamon, or Butterfly Cinnamon. She's an original character. She is manufactured by KoiKoi and is a 1/6 scale figure. This is the first figure that KoiKoi has released. There's been some controversy about this, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But anyways, Cinnamon, she released, or at least came in stock at Ami on October 8th of 2024. She cost 6,130 yen, or $43.34 for a 1/6 scale figure with a gimmick. So I paid for her on October 9th. She shipped out on the 11th and got here today on the 14th. So yeah, and I had decided, depending on if I liked how this one turned out or not, and we still are, that decision is pending, but this is the second figure from KoiKoi. This is Mocha, which is a sister to Cinnamon. If I like Cinnamon, I will get Mocha. But anyways, gimmick. She has a heat-sensitive bikini top, so you heat it up and the red fades to clear, and you can see pasties under it. So controversy. So she has been on display at, events and stuff, and at Ami store, and she has been seen leaning. So KoiKoi has said it's because the figure was set up improperly and all this stuff. She had the temporary clear acrylic base, and so we'll see. Hopefully long term we won't have any problems, but it is a potential issue. But then again, this is a $43 1/6 scale figure. So anyways, we'll look at her again. We'll spin again. So there she is from the front. There she is from the side. There she is from the back. And there she is from the other side. Back to the front. There is the top of her box. And a plain pink bottom. The seal is coming undone. It's got paper stuck to it. So yay. Let's go ahead and tilt her down, and we shall open this box up and take a look at her. So I have seen some reviews of her already, and some pictures and videos, and she looks good. Not perfect or anything, but again, it's a $43 figure, and for what you're paying, I think, so from what I've seen, it's decent quality. Inside of the box is just solid pink. Put that off to the side. And there is Cinnamon. So yeah, she does seem nice and tall. Let's see if we can do a normal zoom. Tilt a little bit. And we shall spin her inside the blister. Let's see if I turn this light off. I'm looking on camera, and what I see, she looks like she has a bit of a yellowish tone to her skin, but in person, it is not really yellow. It's like normal skin tone, at least to my eye. It is daylight, so I may shut the light off, but, you know, the sun's been going behind clouds all day, so yay. But anyways, there was the spin around of Cinnamon. Let's go ahead and lay her down. Before we do, I didn't mention, but that right there is a bonus face. And from what I've seen, I like the bonus face better than the standard face, but we will make sure when we get her open. So we got standard tape on the sides. And we'll pop her open. There we go. Pull out her base. So it is a nice transparent red disc. It says Cinnamon Butterfly. I don't know why they are calling it a butterfly when she's a cat girl, but it is what it is. On the bottom it says copyright KoiKoi, all rights reserved, made in China. And she's got a metal peg, a couple plastic supports and pegs, and yay. So we'll set that down, pull her out and set her off to the side so that we can get her face out. So there is her bonus face. So she is blushing, and she's got her mouth open in kind of an O mouth. You see the little fang, and we do get a little bit of lip painted on there. And her eyes are kind of looks a little maybe worried or whatever, or embarrassed, I don't know. But she's got eyebrows. She doesn't have human ears on this face, and I believe since she's a cat girl, she doesn't have human ears at all. Put that up there. Get this out of the way. Now we shall deplastic Cinnamon. So it's just a sheet of plastic. Set her down. Give you a view of her. So we'll just do a quick spin of her laying down on the turntable. Again, this turntable is about 12 inches wide, and I'd say she's probably about 11 inches tall. Just a rough guesstimate. She's got big boobs, she's got hip bones, she's got nice colored flesh. Again, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out on camera, but to me it looks okay. So we'll bring her up and see. I think if you're patient, you may be able to get her to stand on her own, but definitely not recommended, so I will not be doing that. But anyways, there is her face. Her default face, she is making heart eyes at you and licking her lips. She's got her little neko paw hands. She's got some cat ears. Her hair is made out of translucent plastic, and then it gradients down at the tips from kind of a grayish pinkish white to a peach color. She has a very red bikini top. Look on the side and we got glorious strap gap. And we look at the cleavage and we've got some glorious separation. All boobs are good boobs, but I prefer two boobs compared to mono boobs. She does have some bows on her bikini top, and it's got a nice red ribbon around her bicep with the more bows on it. Same on this other arm. The bottom of her top has some frilly fringes, which gradients from red to kind of a pinkish color down to white. It's got quite the detailed back on her. Got shoulder blades, you got the spine line, you got some muscles up there by her shoulder, you got butt dimples. Hair is parted down the center and tied into twin tails. She's got little little ribbons hanging off of the twin tails. Her ears have little floofs in them. And yes, she does not have human ears. It's got a belly button, which is shaded, so it's a little bit red in there. It's got nice narrow waist and wide hips. And she has very well-defined hip bones, so she is quite the thin girl. The bikini bottoms do not have the thermochromatic paint, I believe it's called. So these stay red, but these become clear. They are supposed to be like side-tie bikinis, so you got nice big bows on them with little white trim. I do like how they did her tail. You can see it coming from like her tailbone, goes through the crack, comes through a hole in her bikini bottoms and comes out. So you normally don't see that piece of the tail on figures. So I really like how they did that. The tail does gradient from kind of gray to a white to like a brownish red tip, maroon maybe. It's got nice booty on her. The flesh is pretty smooth actually. So for a cheap, remember, $43 figure, there's shading, there's very good sculpting, there's paint work, she's got smooth flesh, she's got a gimmick, she's got two faces. Yeah, I think KoiKoi, I think they did a good job on her. She does have some sandals, so her toes, the feet are sculpted, or the toes are sculpted, but they are all one piece. She does have some peach flesh tone nail polish. Got some more bows on the strappies. The strappies go around the ankle. The shoes do appear to be slightly gradiented, like the bottom is more of a peach than a white. We do see all the peg holes on the bottom of the shoe. Got nice booty shot right there. You can see some creases in the paint or bottoms down there. But if we look from the front, she does not have camel toe, which is, in my opinion, a bonus. Nice, long, shapely legs, good calves on her, good sculpt on the knee area. There does appear to be maybe a little scratch right there, but I'm sure once I shut the light off, it'll be fine. Same up here. And again, with the light, you might be able to see a slight mold line there, but I cannot feel it, and I'm sure once I shut this light off, yep, can't see it anymore. So yay. Let's go ahead and get her on the base. So I'm gonna set her down real quick so I can tilt the camera. Should be a relatively simple affair. Just one peg and then line up some peg holes. Okay, I say it should be simple, but it doesn't want to go in. I'm just looking. I don't see any obstructions in there. Sometimes like there'll be plastic in the way, but I don't see any. So I think it's just going to be some extra force required. Yeah, she's going in. Right now, since I do have to take her off later, I'm not going to push her any further because this is a very tight. I say I'm not going to push her further, so I push her further. There's still a little gap, but I should still be able to get her off and everything. I should be able to separate her from the base. Yeah. Get her off, separate her from the base. Yeah. Anyways, there is Cinnamon assembled. So from her pose, she's standing straight up but kind of leaning to the side. So in the pictures on display that I talked about earlier, she was like really leaning this way. So just something to watch out for. We'll do a spin of her like this. Her hand does kind of block her face if you look at her straight on. She's got some good side boob to her. The bikini top, it does give her quite a bit of space around the nipple area, like it's protruding quite a bit, but the nipple is not defined through the bikini top. And with this bright light on, I can see the dark area underneath for the pasty. So let's, if we bring her close now and do a close-up zoom, we'll shaky cam a little bit as we adjust the camera. We'll spin her face. Good sculpting in her hair, and again there is shading on the strands, and a little bit in the main part of her hair as well. Okay, we'll tilt the camera down a little bit, and we'll spin here, looking at her chest area. So, yeah, the bikini top does... The colors seem a little bit more bright red compared to her bottoms, which is more of a darker maroon shade. But I'm sure that's just because of the thermopaint. So, speaking of the thermopaint, so I just failed. I was trying to be sneaky, and since I'm going to use the hairdryer, I paused and started so it would be easier to edit. And you might be able to tell her top is a slightly different color. So yeah, speaking of thermopaint, so as you can see, it was pretty quick. Obviously, it took a little bit longer the first time, but she's already warmed up. But you can see through how her top has changed color to a more clear color. And you can see the large heart pasties underneath. This is 100% a gimmick. You will never in real life, unless you're specifically heating her up, see this effect. So if you're buying her for this effect alone, don't. Because unless you're specifically heating her up, you won't see it. And you can see already the color is starting to come back. So yeah, and as I said, this is a $43 figure, so I don't recommend heating her up very often, especially since we said she does potentially have a leaning issue. But anyways, there is the little heat gimmick. And now we shall tilt down to her belly region, and we'll spin that. Again, the sculpting on her is very good. She has just a tiny bit of shading in like her butt dimple area and her belly button, but for the most part, her skin is a single color. It looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and tilt the camera down and then tilt it up so we can get a lower up shot of her booty, because she does have quite the nice booty going on back there. And then we shall spin her legs. We'll zoom out a bit. And we'll spin here. Yeah, looks good so far. We'll do a normal zoom. We'll handheld shaky cam this, and then we shall change her face. So going up from the legs. And you can see the color is pretty much back in her bikini top. There she is from the top. Looking at her hands, we do see some good wrist sculpting there, and we do see the knuckles and the tendons on the back of the hand. We see the index finger is separate, thumb separate, the other ones are kind of the same. Doesn't look like she has any nail polish on her hands, on her nails there, unlike her toes. We do see her tongue sticks out a little bit. But anyways, let's go ahead and put this back. And now we shall, let's see, just bring the camera back so we can bring her closer. So it looks like her fringe should come off pretty easy, and her face comes off with it. Nightmare fuel right there. Go ahead and take the face off and look. So she, like I said, her tongue is sticking out. She's got a heart eye, and the other eye is winking at us. She's blushing a little bit. Nice eyebrows. Comparing the faces. Yeah, I do think I like this one a little bit better, the bonus face. But we shall see once we get her face put back on. So that should go right on. A little bit less nightmare fuel, but still the forehead. We'll put the fringe back on if we can. Pretty secure fit. There's her face. Let's stand the camera up a bit. Go ahead and put her back on the turntable and do a spin. And then we'll do a zoom of her face. So there she is with her alternate bonus face. Yeah, I definitely prefer this face on her. So we'll do a 3x zoom. Still, her hand does block her face a little bit, her eye, especially in her mouth, depending on the angle you look at her from. I do love me some glorious strap gap, though. The seam on the neck and the face is pretty big, but you're not typically going to see that unless you're looking at her from the back. Wobbly turntable, not in the figure. We'll do a shake test off the turntable just to verify. I just noticed she's got some wrist tendons as well. So very, very detailed. When I say $43, a lot of people would instantly just assume price figure. This is nowhere near price figure in my opinion. So anyway, she's on the table now. We'll do a little shake test. Yeah, so she is quite wobbly. It is what it is. And just because we can with this bonus face. There we go. And you can see already like a good clear delineation. So that's like normal color and that's the faded color. I don't believe she could be, she could be forced cast off, but the straps right here, they do go into a canyon carved into her chest. So while I think you could force these cups off, I don't think it would be worth it. But it's a $43 figure, it's up to you. So anyways, as I said, this is Chou Cinnamon. And I had decided that depending on if I liked how she turned out or not, I would go for Mocha as well. And I do believe I will go for Mocha. And Mocha's supposed to come out next month, so yay. Let's see if I turn this again. I'm looking at the camera and she does look yellow. Turn off the light. Still slightly yellow, but to my eye, she is not yellow. She's got normal flesh tone. So yeah. We'll spin her like this. So yeah. This is Chou Cinnamon, or Butterfly Cinnamon. Cinnamon Butterfly, whatever. She's an original character. She is a 1/6 scale figure manufactured by KoiKoi. This is their very first figure. She released or at least came into stock at AmiAmi. I believe she was AmiAmi exclusive. October 8th of 2024. She cost 6,130 yen, or $43.34. DHL shipping for her was 7,173. So DHL was more expensive than her. EMS would have been slightly cheaper, and then of course there's the Surface and Sal's and all that stuff. But anyways, as I said, this is KoiKoi's first figure. She's $43. She's 1/6. She comes with 2 faces. Her sculpt is very good. The little bit of paint that she has is good. She has a gimmick of thermopaint. She has a very beautiful body. And the flesh is that smooth flesh. It doesn't feel rough at all. Honestly, the finish on it feels like an altar figure. So yeah, I'll leave it up to you what you want to do, but KoiKoi, you get my approval for Cinnamon. Now long term, she better not lean. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Got a bunch of figures for the October. Whether or not they release, that's up to them. So hopefully I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Just a quick addendum, since I was just taking pictures for the thumbnail and I discovered something, which kind of surprised me. But if you're messing around with her, do not grab her and pick her up by her head, because her head comes off. So nice peg and peg hole. It's keyed. Might make it easier to change her face. But yeah, the head does come off. So just a warning, don't pick her up by her head. Okay, I'm really gone this time, unless something else happens. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.